Hey, it's Chad with Be Gone for Good. It's 10:52 today, and we've got a jam-packed episode. Let's roll that brand new intro. Today's video is going to be all about how I binge watched every episode of the first season of Itchy Boots. All 125, 126 episodes, all in one shot over a course of about 3 days, and my thoughts on the subject. But first, I wanted to give you a couple of updates about what's coming down the pipe for Be Gone for Good. Right on top, we are nearing 2,000 subscribers. I know that this has been coming for a while. I've been very excited to see it here. I wanted to thank everybody who's taken the time to subscribe, talk to their friends, get the word out about Be Gone for Good. We've got some really exciting things brewing, and I appreciate every one of you for making it happen. Next up, I've got some updates on the Northeast BDR and the times that I'm going to be going out to see the showings. Today, the day that this video releases, I'm going to be in Asheville to see the Northeast BDR video for the first time premiere. Jocelyn Snow's going to be there. If you want to come out and say hi, definitely show up. I think the showing is around 7:30 in Asheville. Check out the ridebdr.com site if you want to join us there. I will also be attending another viewing in Salem, Virginia on March 6th. The only one that I'm not going to be able to attend is the one on the 29th in Dulles, Virginia. That one was initially on my schedule, but time's not coming together and I'm not going to be able to make that specific event. So do not show up at that one if you're expecting me to be there. Show up at the Dulles, Virginia one on March 6th instead. I'll leave information below in the description if you want to get a little bit deeper into the Northeast BDR premiere, the showings that I'm going to be going to, and the rest of the schedule and where they're available around the country. Lastly, I want to give you an update on our dates for the Mid-Atlantic BDR that we're going to be doing this summer. It looks like mid-July is probably going to be when we're heading back out there. It's going to be hot, it's going to be buggy, I know, but these are the dates that we can make work. So we're looking at probably somewhere around the 18th or 19th to depart for Mid-Atlantic and about 10 days to take care of the entire trail. I will keep you updated and let you know what's going on. You will be getting live streams directly from the trail along with videos that we shoot during the course of the ride. Subscribe here if that sounds like the sort of thing you're into. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell if you want to get updates of every time we release a new video. Now let's finally get into it. Over the past few months, I've been getting comments and direct messages about Itchy Boots and how I need to start paying attention to her channel. I finally decided to take the plunge and I did 3 days, all intensive, 126 episodes of her first season that takes her all the way through Southeast Asia and the Middle East. It is unbelievable, and I'm gonna break it down for a couple of different sections today. The two sections I'm gonna talk about are the trip itself, all the things that we're seeing through the camera, what she's actually doing on the ride, the gear that she's taking, things like that. The second section is gonna be the production, and essentially everything she's doing to film it and what she's doing to upload it and give us that progression as well. Now the first season kicks off with Nirali in India, and she's riding a Royal Enfield Himalayan named Basanti. And we get to watch her day by day travel through all of India down into Southeast Asia and all of the landscapes. So it starts out essentially every morning with her talking about where she's at, what her plans are for the day, sometimes what she's eating, and then gives us an idea of the direction that she's headed. We get to watch that actual trip and any sort of highlights that she's making along that day, whether it's petrol stops that she's making, great landscapes, people that she runs into. You get to see all of that over the course of some fairly short videos in the beginning. They only run about maybe 2 to 5 minutes at the beginning, going a little bit longer near the end in the 15 to 20 minute range. It is a great journey, it is edited extremely well, and it allows you access to essentially her entire trip all the way through. One of the things that's so captivating about this is she has so much excitement for the trip she's taking. So she brings you along with, and you can't help but get excited along with her about every mile that she's taking. Now to talk a little bit about her production. She's editing every one of these videos on Filmora, and she's using a music service called Artlist for all the music that's involved. If you've watched any of the videos, you know there is a ton of music in here, and it spans everything from cinematic strings all the way down to hip hop type of pop music and electronic type stuff. It is a mishmash of everything that you could possibly want in this video, and all of it hits the right moods along the way. I don't have a subscription to Artlist, but I do use a music service similar to that, Epidemic Sound. I'll put a link below. It's where I get all the music for all of the videos that I shoot, including what's underlaying this very video right now. If you're interested in making moto videos, travel videos, anything like that, I would urge you to take a look at one of these two music services or the other dozens that are out there, because it is a great way to find royalty-free music that you can use in YouTube videos, monetize it, use it commercially, and have it be completely acceptable without running into any sort of branding issues. As far as her production, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, the thing that is really interesting about this is that she essentially just takes you along on the trip with her. It's daily vlogging where she just talks to the camera in her hotel room or the restaurant that she's in, tells you about what she's doing, and then you get to see that progression. It's very informal, and it does make you feel like you're traveling along with her, like she's a friend of yours and you're just talking over FaceTime. It's a spectacular way to make this trip. And it's very, very different from a lot of the other formalized videos that you've seen. Even when you look at something like Long Way Down with Ewan and Charlie, there's still a really formal element to the way that that's constructed. And you get to see cutaways to different things. She is just her and the camera. And traveling alone in this way is just an amazing way to see this trip. Another thing that's really interesting about this trip is she's making the entire thing alone. I haven't traveled alone much other than in the States, and I'll tell you, it's a little bit unnerving knowing that you're completely on your own. There are some really great pros to that in the sense that you make your own schedule, you go your own route, you're waiting on nobody, and you get a lot of time to think and kind of be involved in your own mind. There's a second side of that that I have a hard time dealing with, which is not necessarily the loneliness, but just the idea that there's nothing else out there for you. You can't talk to anybody, you can't bounce ideas off of anybody. I tend to think really well when I'm going back and forth with somebody. She's making this trip through some pretty difficult territory with nobody to talk to but us through the camera, which is why I think it's so engaging, because you essentially are her sounding board. You are the one that she's talking to as she's going through these videos. It brings a great deal of familiarity right off the bat. Another thing about the production of this that's really exciting for me to see, especially as a filmmaker and a moto vlogger, is to watch how quickly she improves the style that she's doing, how quickly she changes from fairly rudimentary, ordinary shots or helmet cams to getting different sorts of shots on the bike and off the bike, and how she engages the story that she's telling every day a little bit differently. It is wildly interesting to see, and anybody who's interested in moto vlogging, this is a great down and dirty course for you to take on how to do it well and how to get that story out to as many people as possible. She's seen a great deal of success on YouTube. Again, as I told you, I've had tons of people comment to me that this is something I need to check out, and now that I have, I completely understand why. The success is based on her energy, her excitement, the trip that she's taking through some unbelievably great areas that we all probably would be really interested to travel into. But it's also about her production value and how interested she is in making sure that we see the entire story, that we see the travel that she's taking, both the good, the bad, the unnerving, the exciting, all of it. We get to be a part of her journey all the way along. Now, if you've already gone through the first season and seen the second, I haven't yet. No spoilers. Don't let me know what's going on. I'm excited to start the second season. If you haven't seen Itchy Boots' channel, if you haven't gone through her first season, I urge you to check it out. You will not be disappointed. Anybody who's interested in traveling will be able to get a lot out of this because she is so good at highlighting all of the different aspects of travel that she's going through a very, very long trip. That's my 3-day, 126 episode of Itchy Boots. I appreciate everybody for following along, for going through. I'm gonna go take a nap now and get ready to start season 2 in just a little bit. This is Chad with Be Gone for Good. I do videos all about adventure motorcycling, from the bikes and the trips that I've taken to tips and tutorials, DIY, perhaps even reviews of other people's channels at this point. And if you like that sort of thing, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell, hit that thumbs up, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I appreciate everybody for checking in. See ya!